this government always thinks too small. They don't think we're capable of managing a project. We've always got to get an outside company in to do it. It's always got to be private, private-public partnership or whatever it is. But then whenever that big project's gone, they shed their workers and they go back overseas. We never build anything to deal with these big projects. That's why we're constantly bringing in expertise from overseas and then losing it. And I think for this government to sort of go, no, we're good at business, we're good at infrastructure. We know those two things are lies. So why is it that isn't something that hangs around their neck constantly, that they keep fucking doing this? Because they seem to be able to keep this legacy of being the party of the business, the party of numbers, for decades in the face of it not being true.
Yeah.
How do you break that? Why do people keep on seeing this? I honestly think this ferry thing is going to haunt them.
Yeah. The anchor, like
because
I said, around their neck.
The moment a ferry breaks down in the Cook Strait, it's on Nicola Willis. The moment we have a huge bottleneck of passengers and freight trying to cross the strait with one ferry out, with two ferries out, or in the middle of a school holiday or something like that, that's on Luxon. It's got to be remembered.
I've just had this thought in my head, because you know how we keep talking about the $3 billion blowout, the $3 billion blowout, the $3 billion blowout. Of course, well, first of all, as we will always say, well, they could have given $3 billion back to landlords and had $11 billion worth of tax cuts and paid for it. But that's actually not entirely true, Chewy, because the $3 billion blowout is not an additional $3 billion. It's now the total is $3 billion. So I wanted to know, what was the price of it? Like, what did it start off being to get to the blowout? And I've only pulled this up while I've been working here, so I can't give you like absolutely what it started off. But in June of 2021, the total cost is now forecast at 1.45 billion, and the project has a net present value of 207 million. So it's going to go to 1.45 billion. I noticed a bit further down here, February 2023. This is before they took over. Briefing advises significant cost estimate to approximately $2.6 billion. Now, if in February of 2023, it was still going forward when we knew, according to this document from beehive.gov.nz, that it was going to cost $2.6 billion, that means the blowout is $400 million. Because it was still going ahead in February of 2023 at $2.6 billion. That would have been in pre-fu. That would have been known if they've got, we all know that Nicola Willis is highly qualified with her English degree to be finance minister, but I'm sure she can at least read numbers in a spreadsheet. So February of 2023, the advice was this was going to cost $2.6 billion, right? And then it ended up costing $3 billion. Now approximately $3 billion. And that's when they cancelled it. So to me, that says the actual quote unquote blowout versus getting built to not getting built. Let's be generous and say it's somewhere between 1.5 and somewhere between 400 million and 1.5 billion. That's the blowout, not 3 billion, because 18 months ago it was already at 2.6 billion when Labour was in and it was moving on. So they haven't indicated before the election we're going to cancel this. They would have known that it was at 2.6 billion. So their overrun is 400 million. I think that's completely fair. That means they're going to dump this whole thing for the sake of $400 million, whilst they're giving 17 billion back in tax breaks and to landlords.